Everybody, this is Sridhar, editor publisher of Vishwashanti Times. I am presenting this newspaper of the Sunday's edition as an audio visual. This paper contains 10 pages. Each page contains a topic of specific importance. So now we'll start with the first page. Some important news of this week. PM calls for 100% coverage of beneficiaries of schemes such as banking accounts for the poor, health cover under Ayushman Bharat and Ujjwala. In the 75th Independence Day address, the PM spoke of the centre's decision to implement OBC reservations in All India quota in medical seats in the context of the need to ensure equity. The PM said that by formulating a law in Parliament, the right to make their own list of OBCs has been given to the states. PM calls for efforts to ensure amenities reach each household, referring to schemes like Har Ghar Jal that has delivered tap water to over 4.5 crores households. PM announced the government's commitment to distribute fortified rice to the poor by 2024 under different schemes, including through PDS and midday meals. The Food Ministry has launched a centrally sponsored pilot scheme on fortification of rice and its distribution under PDS for 3 years beginning 2019-20, with a total budget outlay of 174.6 crores. The pilot scheme covers one district each in 15 states. PM called for collective approach to the next generation infrastructure, world-class manufacturing, cutting-edge innovation and new-age technology. PM said there needs to be a sustained effort on the part of centre and states to do away with all laws and regulations that are hurdle, saying some 15,000 regulations have been done away with. Chief Justice of India cautions government over passing of bills without debate, says it will lead to ambiguity and litigation. Vax for Kids. Zyco VD secured regulatory approval, becoming world's first DNA-based vaccine for COVID-19 that will be administered to children about 12 years and adults. Government's move to pass on increases in international oil price to consumers but prevent corrections through higher taxes has raised concerns on inflation among RBI's Monetary Policy Committee. Government is set to notify the new duty refund scheme for exporters, refund of duties and tax on exported products this week for exporters' benefit. Karnataka High Court said that the police questioning of students of Bida Sahid Primary and High School last year in a case of sedition is a violation of the right of children against the Juvenile Justice Act. Information Broadcasting Minister says people should contribute to rejuvenate Ganga and turn the mission Clean Ganga into a people's movement. Finance Minister told that the government is readying the proposed legislation on cryptocurrency amid indications that there may be an exit option for those who had invested in virtual currencies. Vehicle scrap policy. Road Transport Ministry said that it will be mandatory for the state governments to offer a discount on road tax while registering new vehicles bought against scrapped ones. The mandatory discount will be from 1 to 15% for commercial vehicles and 1 to 25% for private vehicles. Traffic challans must be sent within 15 days to violators. Modified rules notified under Motor Vehicles Act. Supreme Court holding personal liberty as an important aspect of constitutional mandate. The Supreme Court said that arrest should not be done in a routine manner when the accused is cooperating in a probe and there is no reason to believe that he or she will abscond or influence their investigation. Madras High Court directed the centre to follow the provisions of Official Languages Act, directing that all communication between the centre and Tamil Nadu must be only in English. Indian conglomerates will find their e-commerce play significantly impacted, especially the development of apps, if the draft consumer rules that prevented related parties from selling on their marketplace-based online platforms are enacted. Class 9 to 11, 12 and colleges to reopen in Tamil Nadu from September 1. Theatres, bars, beach to open from Monday. Day after Taliban takeover, Afghanistan is in grips of uncertainty and fear. India wins second test against England at Lords. This is about the news around this week. Now we go to second page. Prime Minister Modi Ji's various welfare schemes for the benefit of the people of India. Prime Minister Modi Ji's Jan Suraksha schemes for creating a universal social security system for all Indians, especially the poor and underprivileged. The Honorable Prime Minister launched 3 social security schemes in the insurance and pension sectors on 9th of May 2015. Pradhan Mantri Jeevan Jyoti Bima Yojana. The PMJJBY is available to people in the age group of 18 to 50 years having a bank account who give their consent to join, enable audit debit. Aadhaar is the primary KYC for the bank account. The life cover of 2 lakhs is for the 1 year period stretching from 1st June to 31st May and is renewable. Risk coverage under this scheme is 2 lakhs in case of death and insured due to any reason. The premium is Rs 330 per annum, which is to be auto-debited in 1 installment from the subscriber's bank account as per the option given by him on or before 31st May of each annual coverage period under the scheme. The scheme is being offered by the LIC and all other life insurers who are willing to offer the products on similar terms with necessary approvals and tie-up with banks for the purpose. Pradhan Mantri Suraksha Bima Yojana. This scheme is available to people in the age group of 18 to 70 years with a bank account who give their consent to join, enable auto debit on or before 31st May for the coverage period of 1st June to 31st May on an annual renewal basis. Aadhaar would be the primary KYC for the bank account. The risk coverage under the scheme is 2 lakhs for accidental death and full disability and Rs 1 lakh for partial disability. The premium of Rs 12 per annum is to be deducted from the account holder's bank account through auto debit facility in 1 installment. The scheme is being offered by public sector, general insurance companies or any other general insurance company who are willing to offer the product on similar terms with necessary approvals and tie up with the banks for the purpose. Next, Atal Pension Yojana. APY was launched on 9th May 2015 by the Prime Minister. APY is open to all saving bank, post office saving bank account holders in the age group of 18 to 40 years, and the contributions differ based on pension amount chosen. Subscribers would receive the guaranteed minimum monthly pension of 1,000 rupees or 2,000 rupees or 3,000 rupees or 4,000 or 5,000 at the age of 60 years. Under APY, the monthly pension would be available to the subscriber and after him to his spouse, and after their death, the pension corpus as accumulated at the age of 60 of the subscriber would be returned to the nominee of the subscriber. The minimum pension would be guaranteed by the government if the accumulated corpus based on contributions earns a lower than estimated return of investment and is inadequate to provide the minimum guaranteed pension. The central government would fund such inadequacy. Alternatively, if the returns on investments are higher, the subscriber will get enhanced pensionary benefits. In the event of premature death of the subscriber, government has decided to give an option to the spouse of the subscriber to continue contributing to APY account of the subscriber for the remaining vesting period till the original subscriber would have attained the age of 60 years. The spouse of the subscriber shall be entitled to receive the same pension amount as that of the subscriber until the death of the spouse. After the death of both the subscriber and the spouse, the nominee of the subscriber shall be entitled to receive the pension wealth as accumulated till age of 60 of the subscriber. Pradhan Mantri Vaya Vadana Yojana. The Pradhan Mantri Vaya Vadana Yojana has been launched by the government to protect elderly persons aged 60 years and above against a future fall in their interest income due to uncertain market conditions, as also to provide social security during old age home. The scheme is implemented through the Life Insurance Corporation of India and open for subscription up to 31st March 2023. PMBYY offers an assured rate of return 7.4% per annum for the financial year 2021 for policy duration of 10 years. In subsequent years, while the scheme is in operation, there will be annual reset of assured rate of return with effect from April 1st of the financial year in line with applicable rate of return of senior citizens savings scheme up to a ceiling of 7.75% with fresh appraisal of the scheme on breach of this threshold at any point. Mode of pension payment under the Yojana is on a monthly, quarterly, half-yearly or annual basis depending on the option exercised by the subscriber. Minimum purchase price under the scheme is 1,62,162 for a minimum pension of 1,000 per month, and the maximum purchase price is 15 lakhs per senior citizen for getting a pension of amount of 9,250 per month. Now the third page covers moral story parable to imbibe spiritual, legal, moral, ethical values of life to lead a successful, peaceful life. A story from Chandogya Upanishad. Prajapati, the creator, had children called Devas and Asuras. For some reason, they started fighting as siblings do. Devas can be understood as a force that leads us to our inner divine nature, which brings knowledge, fearlessness, inner peace and bliss. On the other hand, Asuras can be understood as a force which leads us towards senses and sense pleasures, which brings temporary happiness but eventually brings sufferings, ignorance, restlessness and fear. These two forces constantly fight in us. Devas want to defeat Asuras. They thought to hold on to Udgita, that which cannot be destroyed or damaged or polluted. Udgita is Om, which is the symbol of Brahman, the ultimate reality. It is referred to as Atman with respect to an individual. But where is Udgita? Devas first decided to meditate on Udgita as a breath which we take through our nostrils. But Asuras attacked the breathing with evil, and the nostrils started breathing both good and bad smells. Devas gave up meditating on breathing. Then Devas meditated on Udgita as speech. Asuras attacked speech with evil. The speech got polluted, and the mouth started speaking both truth and untruth. Devas gave up meditating on speech. Then Devas meditated on Udgita as eyes. Asuras started eyes with evil, attacked eyes with evil. The eyes got polluted and they started seeing both good and bad things. Devas gave up meditating on the eyes. Then Devas meditated on Udgita on the ears. Asuras attacked ears with evil. The ears got polluted and these ears started listening to both useful and worthless things. Devas gave up meditating on the ears. Then Devas meditated on Udgita as the mind. Asuras started attacking the mind with evil. The mind got polluted and it started making both helpful and harmful results. Devas gave up meditating on the mind. Then Devas meditated on Udgita as the Mukhya Prana, the fundamental life force. Asuras attacked Mukhya Prana, but as a clay ball breaks to several pieces when thrown to a solid, unbreakable rock, Asuras were destroyed to pieces. Mukhya Prana is our true identity called Atman. Its nature is divine. Nothing can damage the divinity. When persons realizes one's divine nature, then one sees divinity in all. One realizes that each one is basically divine and the bad things are just outside covers. When these covers are gone, the inner divinity manifests through all. As a clay ball shatters the several pieces into several pieces when thrown to an unbreakable stone, similarly, a person shatters to pieces who tried to do harm to an individual who had realized the Gita as Atman, the support of our being. Meaning, the realized one has become the immortal Atman. Now you can see, Jesus quotes the parable of the sower. Once there was a man who went out to sow corn. As he scattered the seed in the field, some of it fell along the path, and the birds came and ate it up. Some of it fell on the rocky grounds where there was little soil. The seed soon sprouted because the soil wasn't deep. But when the sun came up, it burned the young plants, and because the roots had not grown deep enough, the plants soon dried up. Some of the seeds fell among thorn bushes, which grew up and choked the plants. But some seeds fell in good soil, and the plants produced corn. Some produced 100 grains, others 60, and others 30. Jesus explains the parable of the sower. Listen then and learn what the parable of sower means. Those who hear the message about the kingdom but do not understand it are like the seeds that fell along the path. The evil one comes and snatches away what was sown in them. The seeds that fell on the rocky ground stands for those who receive the message gladly as soon as they hear it, but it does not sink deep into them, and they don't last long. So, when trouble or persecution comes because of the message, they give it up at once. The seeds that fell along thorn bushes stand for those who hear the message, but the worries this life and the love for riches choke that message, and they don't bear fruit. And the seeds soon hear the message and understand it. They bear fruit, some as much as 100, others 60, and others 30. Now comes the fourth page. Here, message of peace told in various religious scriptures of the world is presented. That is about Hinduism, Christianity, Islam, Buddhism, Jainism, Sikhism, Judaism, Zoroastrianism, Sufism. First we'll see Hinduism from Srimad Bhagavad Gita. You have no object to gain in this world by action, nor you lose anything by abstaining from action. Therefore, perform your action always without attachment. In this path of yoga, the path of selfless action, combined with devotion, no effort is lost to incompleteness, and no contrary effect of an adverse nature is produced due to failures. Even a little observance of this discipline saves one from great fear. In Christianity, from Holy Bible, from Matthew's, about revenge. Jesus Christ said, "You have heard that it was said, an eye for an eye, and a tooth for a tooth. But now I tell you, do not take revenge on someone who wrongs you. If anyone slaps you on the right cheek, let him slap you left cheek too. And if someone takes you to the court to sue for your shirt, let him have your coat as well. When someone asks you for something, give it to him. When someone wants to borrow something, lend it to him." Now from Islam, from the Holy Quran, Surah 2, Al-Baqarah. Among the people is he whose words about the worldly life impress you, and he calls Allah to witness what is in his heart. Yet he is the quarrelsome of the opponents. And when he gains power, he strives to spread corruption on earth, destroying properties and lives. God does not like corruption. And when it is said to him, "Fear Allah," his pride leads him to sin. Sufficient for him is hell, his dreadful residence. And among the people is he who sells his life seeking to please Allah. God is full of kindness towards his servants. Buddhism, about human defilements. From the primary source of passion for analysis and passion for emotional experience, greed, anger, foolishness, misunderstanding, resentment, jealousy, flattery, deceit, pride, contempt, inability, selfishness from the generations and appearances. Greed rises from wrong ideas of satisfaction. Anger rises from wrong ideas concerning the state of one's affairs and surroundings. Foolishness rises from the inability to judge whatever your correct conduct is. These three, greed, anger, foolishness, are called the three fires of the world. Next comes the Jainism, about the path of righteousness. He who is simply is pure and dharma abides with him. Once can prosper with the aid of knowledge, faith, right conduct, austerity, forbearance, and perfection. Human birth is capital. Proper utilization of this capital begets heavenly world. Improper utilization endangers subhuman existences. Purity and compassion is dharma. Even the celestials desire to meet the monk who has conquered his senses. Forgiveness, contentment, simplicity, and modesty. These form the four gateways of righteousness. Sikhism, from Holy Guru Granth Sahib. The chosen ones, the self-elect, are accepted and approved. The chosen ones are honored in the court of the Lord. The chosen ones meditate single-mindedly on the Guru. No matter how much anyone tries to explain and describe them, the actions of the Creator cannot be counted. Countless meditations, countless loves, countless scriptures and rituals recitation of the Vedas, countless yogis whose minds remain detached from the world, countless devotees contemplate the wisdom and virtues of Lord. Zoroastrianism, death and beyond. We blame the instrument, our body, of our loss, the cause of our death, unjustly. It is not the fever, the accident, the murderer who kills. It is our hour to go, and destiny calls us out, leaving all behind and taking with us nothing but ourselves, our memory and conscience. If throughout life we had always acted with this in our minds, God's kingdom would soon have come on earth, and the evil spirit would have sought swift and ignominious flight forever. Sufism. The mystics of Sufism. Man is a microcosm of all divine attributes, and in this respect, unique among the creatures of the world. Divine manifestation is called cosmos, and man is an epitome of the universe. God is the first in reference to creation, and so he is the last. He is the beginning and also the end. Man is a perfection of world creation, and a perfect man is the cause of world safety and peace. The cosmos cannot be self-conscious, but it is known to God. Conclusion. This shows that all religious scriptures shows us the path for human peace and not human destruction. Hence, let the entire humanity shed away differences on account of religion, caste, creed, race, community, and lead a harmonious relationship with fellow human beings, and that brings peace to humanity and thus peace in the world. Now we will go to the 5th page. Here we are going to speak on home remedies in our Indian medicines for various body issues. So 12 natural ways to improve your memory. Everyone has moments of forgetfulness from time to time, especially when life gets busy. While this can be a completely normal occurrence, having a poor memory can be frustrating. Genetics plays a role in memory loss, especially in serious neurological conditions like Alzheimer's cases. However, research has shown that diet and lifestyle have a major impact on memory too. There are 12 evidence-based ways to improve your memory naturally. Eat less added sugar. Research has shown that people who regularly consume lots of added sugar may have poorer memories and lower brain volumes than those who consume less sugar. Make time for meditation. Meditation relaxation techniques have been shown to improve short-term memory in people of all ages. Research suggests meditation may increase gray matter in the brain and improve spatial working of memories. Maintain a healthy weight. Obesity is a risk factor for cognitive decline. Maintaining a body mass index within the normal range may help you avoid a host of issues associated with obesity, including a poorer memory. Get enough sleep. Studies have consistently associated sufficient sleep with better memory performance. Sleep helps consolidate memories. You are also likely to perform better on memory tests if you are well rested than if you are sleep deprived. Practice mindfulness. Mindfulness is a mental state in which you focus on your present situation, maintaining awareness of your surroundings and feelings. Practicing mindfulness techniques has been associated with increased memory performance. Mindfulness is also linked to reduced age-related cognitive decline. Sixth, train your brain. Games that challenge your brain may help you strengthen your memory and may even reduce the risk of dementia. Cut down on refined carbs. Consuming large amount of refined carbohydrates like cakes, cereals, cookies, white rice and white bread may be damaging to your memory. Like added sugar, refined carbohydrates leads to a spike in blood sugar levels, which can damage your brain over time. Diets high in refined carbs have been associated with dementia, cognitive decline, and reduced brain function. Get your vitamin D level tested. Low levels of vitamin D have been linked to a host of health issues, including a reduction in cognitive function and to a greater risk of developing dementia. Exercise more. Exercise brings incredible benefits for your whole body, including your brain. Even moderate exercise for short periods has been shown to improve cognitive performance, including brain across all ages. Choose anti-inflammatory foods. Anti-inflammatory foods are greater for your health, brain, especially berries and other foods that are high in antioxidants. To incorporate more anti-inflammatory foods into your diet, eat a variety of fruits and vegetables. Consider curcumin. Curcumin reduces oxidative damage and inflammation in the brain and also lowers the quantity of amyloid plaques. These accumulate on nerves and cause all cell and tissue death, leading to memory loss. In fact, amyloid plaque buildup may play a role in the progression of Alzheimer's disease. Add some cocoa to your diet. Cocoa is high in antioxidants that may help improve memory performance. Make sure to choose dark chocolate with 70% cocoa or higher so you get a concentrated dose of antioxidants. Now come to 6th page. Information relating to symptoms and causes for various chronic diseases. 10 cancer symptoms men should not ignore. Cancer symptoms are often vague. In fact, prostate cancer, the most common cancer in men, has some of the least obvious symptoms. Men should not ignore their health. It's vital to stay informed. Pay attention to changes in your body and report unusual symptoms to your doctor right away. Knowing what symptoms to look for can help your doctor find cancer early in its most retrievable. Then 10 most common cancer symptoms in men are abnormal lump. Have you recently felt a mass or lump right below your skin? This may be a sign of cancer. Lumps normally show up in the breast, testicles, lymph nodes and soft tissues like tendons and ligaments. Here's what to do. Report it to your doctor immediately, especially if you just found it or it has grown in size. Changes in testicles. Have you noticed changes in the size of your testicles? Like one or both have gotten bigger. Maybe you have found a lump or your testicles feel swollen or extra heavy. Any of these signs should send you straight to your doctor. Testicle cancer is most common in young and middle-aged men. Changes in your restroom habits. Suddenly, need to use the restroom all the time or have pain when you go. This may be a sign of bladder or prostate cancer. Other signs to look out are for blood in your urine or stool, changes in your bowel habits like consumption of constipation or diarrhea that won't go away matters too. Changes in your skin. If you work long hours outside or have a history of blistering sunburns, check your skin more closely. What you think are signs of hard work might actually be skin cancer. Look for unusual bleeding, scaling or sores that do not heal. Other signs include warts as well as moles and freckles that change in color, size and shape. Bottom line, if you got a strange spot on your skin, call your dermatologist. Indigestion or trouble swallowing. A prolonged painful burning sensation in your throat or chest shouldn't be ignored. Even if you suspect it's from eating spicy food, don't think that regular indigestion or trouble swallowing is a normal part of aging either. It can be a sign of esophageal, stomach or throat cancer. Persistent cough or hoarseness. Do you have a nagging cough? If it lasts more than 3 weeks, it's a sign that something wrong. And whether you smoke or not, a cough that doesn't go away can be a sign of lung cancer. Persistent hoarseness, wheezing, shortness of breath, and coughing up blood are also signs to call your doctor right away. Changes in your mouth. If you smoke, chew, dip or spit tobacco, you need to pay close attention to changes inside your mouth. White patches inside your mouth or long patches on your tongue may be precancers. Left untreated, these areas can turn into oral cancer. Sores, unexplained bleeding, numbness or tenderness in the area should around your mouth, like your tongue, lips and cheeks, should tell you that it's time for checkup. Unexplained weight loss. Are you dropping pounds without changing your diet or exercise habits? Call your doctor. Even if you think they are pounds you need to lose. Losing 10 or more pounds for no cause, no unknown reason can be a sign of pancreatic, stomach, esophageal or lung cancer. Constant fatigue. Are you too tired to play with your kids or hang out with the guys after work? Are you constantly tired no matter how much rest you get? Don't brush it off. Constant fatigue can be a sign of leuemia as well as some colon and stomach cancers. Persistent pain, nagging back pain, a headache that won't go away, abdominal or stomach pains. Your doctor needs to know. Persistent pain, no matter the location, can be the first sign that something wrong. Remember, having one or more of these symptoms doesn't mean you have cancer. But if they are persistent, you need to see your doctor and get your cancer assessed. This assessment can help you understand whether or not you are more likely to get cancer. That way, you can make better choices to keep your body healthy and cancer-free. Now comes the 7th page. General knowledge question and answers for children. General knowledge. How many time zones are there in Russia? 11. What is the national flower of Japan? Cherry blossom. How many stripes are there in the US flag? 13. What's the national anthem of America? Australia. Red kangaroo. National animal. How many days does it take for the earth to orbit the sun? 365. Which of the following empires have no written language? Incan, Aztec, German, Roman. Incan. Until 1923, what was the Turkish city of Istanbul called? Constantinople. World geography. What country has the most islands in the world? Sweden, over 220,000. What's the smallest country in the world? The Vatican. What's the capital of Canada? Ottawa. Name the largest, not highest, mountain range in the world. The Andes, 7,000 kilometers long. 6,962 meters high. Where is the lowest natural place on planet Earth? The Mariana Trench, 11,034 meters. Name the longest river in the world, the Nile, 6,650 kilometers. Language, literature and art. What is the slang name for New York City used by locals? Gotham. Name the best-selling book series of the 21st century. Harry Potter, R.K. Rowling. Which language has the most words according to dictionary entries? English, 2 lakh words. Which famous graffiti artist comes from Bristol? Banksy. Norwegian artist Edvard Munch is famous for painting which iconic piece? The Scream. Which artist painted the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel in Rome? Michelangelo. History and fashion. When did they open the London Underground? 1863. Who invented the World Wide Web and when? Tim Berners-Lee, 1990. Who invented the iconic little black dress? Coco Chanel, 1920s. What happened on July 20th, 1969? Apollo 11 landed on the moon. When was the first issue of Vogue published? 1982, 1990, 1960, 2000. 1982. Pop culture and music. Where is Billie Eilish from? Los Angeles. What city do the Beatles come from? Liverpool. What is the all-time most streamed song on Spotify to date? Ed Sheeran, The Shape of You. What is the most streamed album of Spotify in 2019? When we fall asleep, where do we go? Billie Eilish. How many keys does a classical piano have? 88. Which famous American pop band was originally called Cara's Flowers? Maroon 5. Sports. Where is the first modern Olympic Games held? Athens, 1996. Which football team is known as the Red Devils? Manchester United. Which driver has won the most Formula One championship? Michael Schumacher. Who is third on the all-time list of female tennis Grand Slam championships? Serena Williams. What was the clothing company Nike originally called? Blue Ribbon Sports. Film and TV. When was Netflix founded? 1997. What was the most watched series in Netflix in 2019? Stranger Things. Name Pixar's first feature-length movie. Toy Story, 1980. What is the name of the coffee shop in the Sikkim Village? Central Park. Name Disney's first film. Snow White, 1937. Now important tips for preparation of delicious food recipes. So today we are going to see kulcha naan recipe. Recipe servings to preparation time 15 minutes, cooking time 10 minutes, total cook time 25 minutes. Kulcha naan is basically an Indian flat bread made with all-purpose flour and topped with black sesame seeds. Pair it up with the spicy choice, tangy mint chutney, and enjoy the wholesome meal. Ingredients of kulcha naan: half cup of all-purpose flour, half teaspoon of curd, half teaspoon of chopped coriander leaves, a pinch of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of black sesame seeds, quarter teaspoon of salt, half teaspoon of sugar, quarter teaspoon of baking powder, and half teaspoon of oil. How to make kulcha naan? Prepare the dough in a larger container by adding all-purpose flour, sugar, salt, baking soda, curd, and oil. Keep it aside for 2 hours. Now take the dough, divide it into equal parts, roll each portion into a bowl, and sprinkle sesame seeds and coriander on top of it. Now roll the kulcha and place it on the non-stick pan. Cook the kulcha until both sides turn crispy and golden brown. Serve it with the chole mint chutney and onion rings. Key ingredients: curd, chopped coriander leaves, baking soda, baking sesame seeds, salt, sugar, baking powder, oil, etc. Now comes my dream of India as a developed nation of the world. This is the 9th page. My second dream of India, to build our country as a developed nation. To find solution to the water problem faced by the farmers and the people of India. India is an agricultural country with majority people depending on monsoon to meet their water needs for agriculture and drinking water purpose. Most of the time the country is facing either excess or shortage of rains in each year in many parts of the country, resulting in floods or famine affecting the crop and life of farmers. To find solution to this water problem, government should take steps to implement National Water Integration Scheme, whereby government has to take up the following programs. River water management through All India Water Pipeline Program. We observe that water from most of the perennial rivers in India like Brahmaputra, Ganges, Narmada, Mahanadi, Krishna, Godavari is going waste in merging into sea. When this water is in great need in most of the scarcity-ridden part of the country, especially in South India, where there are no perennial rivers. Government should draw this precious water which is going waste into sea by laying water pipelines starting at the point of merger of river water into sea and draw these water through these pipelines drawn along the coastal region of the country, right from top east, where the river waters from Brahmaputra, Ganges, Godavari, Krishna merge into Bay of Bengal, and top west from Gujarat, where the river water of Narmada, Mahanadi merge into Arabian Sea, down to bottom south at Kanyakumari, and interconnect these pipelines into the interior parts of all the states. Besides, the water from these perennial rivers flowing through each state in the northern region be drawn all over the interior parts of each state, so that all farmers and people living in the villages, towns, cities spread throughout the country can get their full share of water for irrigation and drinking purpose. In India, most of the villages, towns, cities have lakes, tanks, reservoirs to store water for irrigation and drinking purpose. The water so brought through pipelines be fed into all the lakes, tanks, reservoirs spread through all the villages, towns and cities. This will enable to feed the water needs of all the farmers all through the year for their irrigation purpose and also meet the drinking water needs of all the people of the country. To avoid cost of acquisition of land needed for laying this pipeline to connect all the lakes, tanks and reservoirs spread throughout the country, government can plan to lay these pipelines along the sides of national express state highways adjacent to railway lanes which runs throughout the country. This program does not require the government to construct dams, bridges, dig river pathways, nor acquire large number of villages to store waters, and thus it avoids spending lakhs of crores, and we can bring water to all at minimum cost. Rainwater harvesting program. Government should dig big rainwater harvesting wells in the government land spread throughout the country in order to conserve the rainwater in each area. That will improve the groundwater level in each area and meet water needs of people for irrigation and drinking water purpose. Besides this, it will reduce the flooding of waters in the plains that destroy standing crops of the farmers. Thus, by implementation of National Water Integration Movement, we can bring in real green revolution in the country that contribute for agriculture development manifold, which in turn bring in tremendous industrial growth in the country that provide employment opportunity to all urban and rural youth and the farmers in all the villages spread throughout the country can flourish with good agriculture growth and thus contribute to the economic development of the country that makes India into a developed nation. Now last page, Sri Atma's Atma Siddhi Yoga, a simple self-training technique to lead a successful, healthy and peaceful life. Inner spiritual sadhana techniques, body activation technique. In the morning, when we try to get up, we feel lethargic. This is because when you are sleeping, as there is no physical movement of the body, the energy in the nadis of the energy or astral body gets settled in the joints of the physical body. With the result, skin, muscles, tissues, bones will get tight, which makes the brain cells a bit lethargic. To make the physical body to become active, practice the following steps. Immediately on waking up, First, wash your face, hands, legs with cold water so that it activates the physical body. Then do oil pulling techniques, that is, take a spoon of coconut or gingerly oil and pour in your mouth and do fast gargling for about 3 to 5 minutes. Do not swallow the oil, it should be kept only in the mouth for gargling purpose. During gargling, do brisk walking up and down in your house. By this gargling, the saliva in the mouth drags out the negative germs that is generated out of chemical reaction from the food we eat, which is processed by our digestive system and the intestines. After completing this gargling, split the gargled oil and then wash the mouth with fresh water. Now complete brushing of the teeth. Then intake 1 bowl of water which clears your bowels and the stomach to ensure free motion, free from constipation. Then sit and do self-body massage by pressing your body from head to toes with both your hands. This is acupressure treatment whereby the flow of energy in the skin, tissues, bones will get streamlined and body gets flexible and smoothened. Then do simple physical exercise by moving the body parts clockwise and anti-clockwise to each of the bone joints from head to toes, that is finger joints, wrist joint, ankle joint, neck joint, shoulder joint, hip joint, knee joint, leg joint, so that the energy settled in these joints gets spread throughout the body and the body becomes active to start and do the rest of the day's work. Mind relaxation technique. After body activation, then the energy flow in the 4 levels of mind consciousness: outer sensual consciousness, inner self-consciousness, deep inner Atma consciousness, and deep inner infinite supreme consciousness should be tuned to settle down in a relaxed state so that the buddhi, intellect, which operates in each of these 4 levels of mind consciousness can be able to function in a calm and composed state that develops good clarity of thinking, which enables the buddhi to carry on the day's work successfully and with perfection. For this, do the following practice. Sit calmly in Padmasana on the floor or in a relaxed manner in a chair. Close your eyes and take a deep breath. Do not think anything during this time. Now take deep breath, that is, slowly inhale the cosmic energy and visualize that this cosmic energy is cleansing all the toxins in the body mind consciousness and removing the barriers between the 4 levels of mind consciousness. Now take a deep breath out. Exhale out all the toxicants in the mind consciousness and visualize that the energy in the 4 levels of mind consciousness is becoming pure and crystal clear, free from all barriers. Visualize that your Atma takes the buddhi, intellect, inside these 4 levels of mind consciousness freely without any block and a relaxed state. Step 6. Visualize that the calmness of your mind in a relaxed state is improving your clarity of thinking by your breath intellect that develops confidence in you to plan, program and execute your day's work perfectly and successfully. Practice this mind relaxation technique by slowly inhaling and exhaling the energy in and out for minimum 5 minutes. Other techniques will follow in the next edition. So with this, the Visveshanti Times newspaper of this edition completes. I thank you very much for giving a patient hearing for this presentation. Thank you.